So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So today, instead of sort of playing PES 2020 demo, have a bit of a break from it. Let's talk about the AI itself. We have 100 clips of them attacking. This was kindly given to me by Richjie from YouTube. You can check his link to his channel in the description. He sent me an email. He said, you know, please, would you check this out? Would you mind going over it and talking about it? And I said, sure, why not? Absolutely, because at the end of the day, we all want to see the AI play, and I'm an offline guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this, and first of all, take note of the exact circumstances that these clips were taken from. First of all, these are not all things that led to goals. Generally, it's just a chance or two. But he does say the purpose of this video is to show the current variety of the attacking AI in the PES 2020 demo. Therefore, only real attempts of the AI trying to create a chance are featured. He did play it on Superstar in every single bit of gameplay you're about to see. Pass assist, though, was removed. He was playing on manual. We don't know if that has an effect on if the CPU plays differently. Number 4, form arrows were also set to random. Footage was captured on the PS4 Pro. His defending abilities are not the best. Well, that's perfectly fine. And the video is intended to sort of bring the community together. Let's analyze it, talk about it, and see how it is so far. And don't watch the video while driving, quite funny. So yeah, let's dive into this. Let's talk about it. And if I see anything worthwhile stopping, of course, I will go ahead and do that. So here we go. This was the timetable. I think this was the different teams he was playing against. So he's got Vasco da Gama, Palmeiras, United, Arsenal, Boca Juniors, Juventus, Flamengo, and Barcelona. And then sort of the clips for, you know, the timeline of when those were happening. So we'll just go through and we'll have a look and really sort of compare it, you know, to what we saw of last year in PES 2019. When PES 2019 came out, and of course the full game isn't out, we don't know how it's going to be. But, you know, even sorry, we're gonna already start off right here. But the fact that, you know, the CPU holding the player off, jostling with him, battling with him, trying to keep the ball, trying to create that extra yard of space before heading it, you know, just over the bar. But when PES 2019 came out last year, you know, it was a nightmare, wasn't it? Because everything was the same. We saw so many crosses, and I think that's the main thing you'll see here, is the fact that there is variety. It's not all the same. We're not going down the wing, cutting it back, flicking it back, then flicking it back again, and then tapping it in. It's not just one long through ball. There is a little bit of variety, and the CPU are using, you know, nice little play there. You know, ball over the top, smartly done. You know, so it comes back, recycles possession. Watch the run there. Bang. Give and go. Very simple. And then the audacity to sort of just dink it over the goalkeeper. Very, very calm. This time they're working it down the right-hand side, laid inside, but at least that time. Now, you know, we talk about going down the wings, you talk about going in down the flanks and then pressing basically back heel. We saw that in 19 constantly. Right here, though, he picks the ball up. Now, PES 2019, he would have already just flicked this back. He wouldn't have took the touch. He would have laid it straight back to this player, and he probably would have rocketed it into the far corner. But if you watch him there, he takes the touch, takes another one, then he lays it off. A little bit of lag there with the video, but, you know, it's the difference of this year to last year. You know, they are a little bit passive. We know that. They're not quite as aggressive as we'd like them to be, but that's a nice little finish in towards the back post. But this is a demo. Adam Batty spoke about that, and he said, okay, it's going to be cranked up for the final version. This is also Exhibition. Exhibition is known for being very different to the likes of Master League, to the likes of, you know, if there is a Champions League match or Europa League match. They play differently. Right here, nice bit of strength, so managed to keep the ball, lays it across. Probably was a penalty, but the referee played a good advantage. But it is a really nice video. Credit to Richjie for doing this, for putting all these little snippets of gameplay together. It's a lot of work for him, but you can see the variety. You can see they're striking from long range. I mean, have a look at that. I mean, I haven't seen too much of this, but look at that. Bang, wallop. That's a strike. That's venomous ferociousness power. You know, there's the old across the floor kind of delivery. I did see someone mention that you know, he didn't see the AI crossing too much, but I'm seeing quite a few crosses here. I don't know if the ref gives the penalty for this or not. He may have. I'm seeing quite a few crosses. They are using the width quite well. They're exploiting what they can. So this time, delivered in, looking for the back post, but some good defensive covering. Now, another little ball over the top. Nicely worked. Could lay it square. Does lay it back towards him, and in it goes. Now, he's playing on manual, as stated at the beginning. And that can often decide the way that the AI play very differently, different settings. If you play on Pass Support 1, sometimes they're a little more clinical as opposed to playing on manual itself. But still, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think variety is key, especially in a football game, because if the AI becomes so repetitive that you know exactly what they're going to do time and time and time again, it does become stagnant. It does become rather boring. And I think everyone would agree with that. But the main thing about PES, and we spoke about this before, and Konami spoke about this before, is the fact that Team ID, player ID, was a big thing. I think they lost their way a little bit with that over the last recent couple of years. This year, you can certainly tell the difference. You know, Dybala, very good left-footed player on the ball. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing with him, dribbling with him. Lionel Messi, we know, absolutely ridiculous when he gets the ball. And when you're using that with finesse dribbling, and that's something I need to learn to play with as well. You know, I haven't got buckets of time to come home after work and sit down and play the demo. I'd love to do that. I just don't have all the time in the world. That's why I'm not the best player around, but I'm more than happy to learn it. But this year, there just does seem to be that element of freedom and a little bit more player ID with certain players. Of course, they can still enhance that and improve that further, and hopefully they will, you know, post-launch and everything else. Team ID as well. We want to see it. We want to see the AI adapt with how you play. If you're a team and you're attacking down the wings constantly, then they need to figure out a way to stop you from doing that, and then from there start attacking in different ways. If you're constantly marking down the wings, then they go through the middle, and likewise if it's the other way round, they start using the flanks as well. So we're up to clip number 30, so there is a lot to look at, but I think it's a good idea. It's a good video to put out to just showcase the AI and say, if anyone says, look, they only attack one way, this video is pretty much proof in the pudding that there is a very vast array of ways for the AI to score from. I'm seeing long shots constantly right there. Maybe the long shots can possibly be a little bit more ferociousness sometimes. They're not quite, I don't know, there's not an oomph in the strike, you know, for some of these players. I would like to see him maybe bump those up a couple of stats. I love that there. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, that is what we're talking about. Just to have a look at the ability of his strength. And this is what we're talking about, physicality. Watch him. He just shoves him out of the way. He's far too strong for him. And that leads to a goal. Fantastic to see right there as well. Now, obviously, he's playing against Manchester United. So, you know, a bit of movement coming forward. Is Marcus Rashford having a strike from distance as well, and a good save right there. So now he's taking on Arsenal. So he certainly played a lot of matches, and he said he's not the best at defending, and that's fine. PES is not the easiest game to defend. You do have to learn it, and you do have to be careful about diving in, because you will get punished, as you've just seen there, time and time again. I've had some people as well, we talk about fouls and the referees not being great. A lot of people have been stating, look, fouling isn't that bad. I think people are just rushing and they're trying to close the AI down really quickly, pressing square or X, causing the foul to happen instead of using the jostle. To a certain extent, maybe I agree. I do feel like that referee, though, does get some decisions wrong. I did play an online match the other day, and, you know, I got sent off for a challenge where I felt like I won the ball, and the replay also showed the same thing. So I think there is work to be done. But on a whole, I really do think this is one of the better demos that Konami have released. Look at that for a finish as well. Back post, beautiful. But it certainly is one of the better demos they've released. It's not 100% polished, but that's the point of a demo. Lovely play there by Lacazette, and that's what we're talking about. And not just the fact that he completely skins his man. Let's watch this again. We'll go back on a couple of them. This was a ball over the top, then the volley from Bellerin. Great finish there, but when Lacazette picks this up in a second, it's not the fact that he got round the player. He does really well because his back's to the goal. You know, it's a little quick pivot of a turn. He's in. But he accelerates away. You know, last year maybe he would have just forgot to accelerate. Bang, he doesn't. He accelerates, and smashes it into the far corner. Good. I want to be punished by the AI. I really do. When I play a Master League match, if they've earned the right to, you know, score a goal against me, and I'm not saying in a cheating manner, I'm saying they've played possession, They've skipped past a few players, they've jostled with a few players, and they've kept the ball. If they're going to score, then fine. I'm happy with that. I want to see them punish me for mistakes that I make. But obviously, you don't want it in a cheating manner. So here's some Boca Juniors gameplay with Carlos Tevez there making the save as we're about halfway through now. Clip number 50. I think when he played Barcelona at the end, he said he was getting absolutely smashed by them. And that's not unsurprising, because Luis Suarez this year, because of his physical attributes, will be a very difficult player to try and contain. And I'm sure people in my club will very much enjoy him up top if they can combine him, with someone quick. That's what you want this year. You really want a tall, a physical player up top who's got the ability to hold players off, and then just have, it's almost like a speed merchant with him who feeds off of him, makes those runs behind. And when you get the crosses, obviously he's got the ability to win the headers as well. Because, often you do think football games, they are all about speed. I talk about FIFA a lot when it comes to that. And FIFA's got a little bit better in the sense that speed isn't everything. Well, definitely not sort of, offline. Online maybe, but you don't want speed constantly. Speed can get you so far, but you still have to be able to play the game. You still have to be able to have the touch and the awareness and the ability to finish. And big, powerful players who are slow, they don't get the credit I think they deserve. So it's good that Konami are finally looking at that and trying to make it that every player across the board on PES has a vital part to the game. And they do. It doesn't matter if you're a centre-back or a right-back or a midfielder. Everyone has an integral part to play in football. It's a team game at the end of the day. It's not a solo sport. One player can make a difference, but not necessarily win everything for you. Because look at it. Man, look at Messi for Argentina. It just doesn't happen. You have to gel as a team. So up to 62 now. He's taking on Juventus. So a nice little turn there by Key. Managed to did well. Lays it across outside of the boot. Well played the goalie. The goalkeeping animations are decent for the most part. They could be toned down a little bit. I think some of the diving animations go just a little bit too far across the goal. But for the most part, they are far better than they used to be. That's a nice volley there. Good to see with the AI. It's a ball over the top by Ronaldo. Douglas Costa, if he puts this in the net on a half volley from there, the AI is sort of cheating you out of a goal. But he's just smashed it straight into the crowd. Good to see there. Here's Mandzukic, lays it to Alexandro. Takes his time, trying to lay it through. But, fair play. Good little block. We did say not all these will be chances or goals. It's just sort of showing the AI's ability to attack in different manners. There's a little flick ball over the top. Comes back to Matuidi, lays it across. And Dybala's strike, unfortunately, unable to get there. There's a little bit of variety from a corner. I've seen a couple of those short corners still. Not a big fan of them because they're going to take a short corner because they literally jog over to the sideline and then bang. You can just sort of stand there and know what they're going to do. So maybe kind of mix that up a little bit. But of course, let me know in the comments, have you seen variety from the AI? Are you impressed overall with... I know they're passive. I know that. We've stated this. There's no point going on about it. They can be a little bit more aggressive at times. But I'm talking about when they do get the ball, when they come forward. Are you seeing this? I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You're seeing here everything. I've seen headers, crosses, low balls. There's a splitting pass through the middle with a bad touch, though. Some volleys. I've seen a little bit of everything. Long shots. That was a big problem. Maybe he could have hit that. But, we'll play the AI there. Just take his time. Eyeing up the solution. They just feel more human-like. That's why I'm really, really looking forward to Master League this year, because if they've nailed the AI and they've made them a little bit more aggressive and they keep working on them post-patch and improving them, I think it's going to be a really, really good season for Master League. Enjoyable games, randomness. The ball feels more free to me. It feels like you can do what you want. I mean, right here, he's not closing him down. That was, a little bit dumb AI there. Probably could have done a little bit more with it. But overall, if you don't close the AI down, then why should they lay the ball off? Would you? No, you wouldn't. You keep the ball, you keep running at the opposition, and you try and conjure up a chance or two. He is taking on, of course, Flamingo here. Not the best team in the world. But we'll see how Barcelona are in just a couple of minutes. So here's a chance down the left-hand side. Rene does float it in. Not a bad delivery. Good challenge there as well. Well played. Lays it across. Lays it square. Surely he's going to hit it. Does so, but a good save. So we're into the final 18 snippets here with Barcelona. Now let's see the tempo. Let's see what they can conjure up here. There was the run by Suarez. He didn't track him. Could have maybe took that in a little bit closer, but decided to just rocket it home. Here's Lionel Messi. Lovely play. Back on the old left foot. Lays it across Coutinho. But the goalie had two good hands. And I really want to, I want to see... Oh, lovely play by Messi there. I want to see Messi, though, just annihilate opposition as well. That's one thing that does annoy me in sort of PES 19. If you come up against Ronaldo and Messi, it's like they don't do a whole lot. But Messi, every time he gets the ball, it should be like, okay, we've got to be careful here. We can't dive in on him because we know what he's capable of. Because Messi is, of course, one of the world's best players and has been producing the goods for a long, long time now. Save there by the goalie again. Another chance to break. Suarez, Coutinho. Just trying to bend that in the far corner. And that's what we're talking about. I love to see that. And even if we sort of slow this down, have a butchers of this. Lays it Coutinho. He takes one little touch. Look at the technique. Just fires it into the far corner. Lovely, lovely stuff. That. Sorry, I'm dying. Still got a cough for some reason. I don't know why. Another break this time down the other side. Suarez's pass was a loose one, though. To Jordi Alba. This time he decides to float it in. Luis Suarez gets up, wins the header, but couldn't quite keep it down. And here we go once more. A lovely little play down the flanks. Delivers it in, but couldn't quite create the chance. But yeah, we're coming out to the final couple of minutes. So let me know your thoughts overall. I don't know. I wanted to show this because I thought it was quite interesting to see the AI attack, to see what they can do, in the demo. And as I keep saying, and I've said it a few times, the proof is there that there is variety this year. And hopefully there's a little bit of a deflection. This will follow up into the full build. Another header there from a corner. So PK, I scored a header with PK. He's very, very good in the air. But yeah, that is about it. Last couple of games, there's Messi. Look, didn't quite happen for him. Good. I want to see error. I want to see the CPU make mistakes as well, because we're all human. Coutinho seems to have a decent strike, of course, from long range. Rakitic having a strike from long range again. But we shall return very, very shortly. Lovely finish there again. Last chance here. Played through the middle. Lionel Messi one-on-one. Would he lay it across? No, he'll skip past one and then fire it in. Beautiful goal. And there we have it. So there it is. What's your verdict? Do you think they look pretty good this year? Let me know in the comments. We shall return shortly, but I want to put something different out today instead of just pure gameplay of me playing. Let's talk about the AI. But anyway, subscribe for more. We'll be back with some gameplay. Let me know what you want to see in the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.